channel. This is gonna be my birth story and my postpartum recovery, because I almost died from giving birth, so it's gonna be a little gory. I mean, you're not gonna see any like bad pictures or anything, but just I don't know how to say it. It's not to try to scare off other people from having kids, but it's to raise awareness about your health and your baby's health and how you need to take care of yourself after you give birth, and that sometimes there's pain and hurting that is not, you should not be in as much pain just because you just gave birth. Like there's fine lines between like, oh, this is okay, this is normal postpartum recovery, and holy shit, I'm dying. Literally, that's what was going on for me. So my pregnancy, for the most part, was easy compared to my last pregnancy, because my pregnancy with my first daughter was a train wreck. On top of working at a prison while pregnant and everything else, it was just a train wreck. You can go watch that video if you want to. That pregnancy was terrible. This pregnancy, it really wasn't as bad as last time, but I did have more like issues with my heart. I had some epilepsy issues this time. Just a whole bunch of stuff. Like I'm pre-diabetic before all of this pregnancy stuff. So I was having issues with my blood sugar, like really bad. I would always bottom out. Like no matter what I ate, no matter what I did to try to like keep up with it, it always like bottom out. And then on top of that, like I had really bad blood pressure the entire time. But like I said, for the most part, this pregnancy wasn't even that bad. Like I wasn't in that much pain. I was in pain, yes, because whatever, my sciatic nerve or whatever. But I think it was like more than my sciatic nerve, because there was something like wrong with my spine. Anytime I would move, it was like I got shot with a fucking shotgun, and then there was like buckshot everywhere. And then with my pelvis too, which it still feels like this from time to time. Like it feels like my pelvis is shattered. It just really hurts, like really bad, like the majority of the time. Now it doesn't hurt that bad, but the whole pregnancy, it just hurt. And then like especially towards the end, because she started dropping more, oh my god, it hurt so bad to just breathe. And like I would have to have like 3 pillows in between my legs just to try to keep my hips from crunching onto my pelvis, because it hurt so bad, and it would make me cry every single time that I would like move or anything. It just sucked. This pregnancy, yes, like I said, I keep repeating myself, but like it was better than the last one. If you think this one was bad, from what I'm saying, then the last one was terrible. It was really bad. This last time, I mean, it started out kind of scary. There was some bleeding at the beginning. There was a lot of abdominal pain at the beginning, so I thought I was having a miscarriage. As soon as I found out I was pregnant, my doctor put me on progesterone to stay pregnant, because it was my 6th pregnancy, second baby, hopefully. So I started on the progesterone right away, and I stopped taking it at like 16 weeks. I took it a little bit longer because I had extra pills in my mind. I was like kind of mental. I was like, I just need to keep taking it and I'll be okay, because I lost the longest pregnancy that I lost. It was 14 weeks. It was already past that like okay point to be okay, and then it wasn't okay, so I was a little mental from that too. It was kind of like after that point, it was kind of like a chill pregnancy after that, after I stopped worrying about losing her. Then I had to, at first we were in Oklahoma and I had to move back to New Mexico just because just life changed, so we had to move back to New Mexico to our house. So with moving back to New Mexico, I had to be by myself with the toddler. It was a crazy toddler. For a little bit, just like a month or two, because he was still trying to get a job out here, and then we were trying to like get everything situated so that we can be ready to have the baby within a couple of months, because I was due in February and all this stuff happened like November all the way to January, and he came back at the end of December just in time. But it was mostly fine when I was out here by myself until December. December 5th was when I had my first seizure. All throughout the beginning of the pregnancy, I like felt like I was gonna have a seizure. If you have that aura feeling, then you know what I'm talking about. When you know that you're gonna have a seizure, or you feel like you're gonna have a seizure, you just like feel it. I don't know how to explain it other than it kind of feels like you're drunk and you're like shaking and twitching and your eyes are like doing a little bobbly kind of weird thing, and then you just feel like gravity is just like really fucking heavy on your body and you just like need to die. Almost, kind of, without being too dramatic, but that's just like trying to explain what it feels like to have that feeling like you're gonna have a seizure. That's kind of what it felt like. And then I did end up having a seizure in the morning, and I was taken to the hospital, and they gave me one seizure pill, which I've never taken seizure medicine before, so it was kind of weird. I was lit from that. That chilled everything out. I was like, I'm gonna nap all day long. And then that was when like that wasn't when it started, but I have a heart condition and I don't really know what it is yet because I'm still going to the cardiologist trying to figure it all out, like exactly what it was. I've been told by a couple of doctors, just based off of how my symptoms are, how they tell me it was like trach something where my heart speeds up too fast, and then once it slows down, that's when I start having problems where I feel it, like I can like physically feel my heart slowing down, and it feels terrible and it hurts, and sometimes I pass out and it just isn't good, and sometimes it just kind of like leaves me like almost winded for a little bit because like time just slowed down really fast out of nowhere, and then like all of a sudden I can't really breathe. Sorry. So it just, all those things were like happening like simultaneously, and then I don't remember exactly when, but I think it was end of December or the beginning of January. I had high blood pressure and some protein in my urine, so they thought that I was preeclamptic. Bless you. So we did that whole scary situation, and then that just kind of like put me on bed rest for the rest of the pregnancy, which I was already kind of like on bed rest already because of the heart condition and all that stuff, but and epilepsy. So I had to quit my job that I got because I was just like stressing me out. That's probably why I was having a seizure. So once like December, January, I don't even remember when, it was around that time, they told me, do the whole 24-hour urine test, and then that was a big old scare for, I mean, I guess it's not for nothing, but you could have just not made it seem so scary, doctor, I guess. I don't know. Because I was freaking out. I thought that I was going to have her early as hell, and like she's going to come out all sick and then possibly die because she was born so early and shit like that because of whatever toxins my body was releasing because of the preeclampsia. And come to find out that there was nothing and it was fine. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm fine. For now, until the next big thing comes. And then I was just kind of like in and out of the hospital, really. I mean, I wasn't trying to be. I went every time that I felt that I needed to. She did stop moving at one point, and she didn't move for like a whole day. And, you know, I'm not a first-time mom, so it didn't scare me that bad. But when I tried the next morning to actually get her to move, like drinking orange juice, eating stuff that makes her move, jump up and down, all that stuff, like move my belly, poke around in there, see what's going on, and like nothing was happening, I was like, there's an issue. And I guess she was just positioned differently because I don't remember the exact name of it. My placenta was in the front of my stomach instead of towards the back, like a normal placenta, I guess. And the doctor was explaining that to me, that was, I mean, that's normal to not feel as much movement when you have that anterior placenta, I think that's what it was called. I don't remember. But it's normal to feel less movement in the beginning and at the end because there's extra padding there, so like you're not gonna feel much of anything. And I didn't start feeling her moving until I was like almost 24 weeks. I didn't even feel shit. With my first one, I started feeling movement at like 12 weeks. It was just like little butterflies, but like I felt that. I'm not crazy. I felt it. So it was kind of like weird at the end. I didn't feel anything, and so I mean, like, I felt stuff, but it wasn't really happening. And then we did a whole like ultrasound, and like, she showed me, the old ultrasound tech, that she was moving around all happy, and I was like, I don't feel shit. I see it on the camera. I don't feel anything. And that was kind of funny because I think I was like 8 or 9 months at that time. Yeah, 8 or 9 months. I was like right at the end of 8 months or the beginning of 9 months. So I was like almost over, and then I just couldn't feel anything. So, yeah. So then after that, I was like, the doctor had me on, what are those? Biophysical profiles. I would go in once a week for an ultrasound, and the ultrasound, and to be put on the baby monitor to check everything because she was concerned with my seizures, my heart, everything. She was just like making extra precautions for anything that could happen, like make sure the baby's doing okay, everything was going good. So that was, I mean, it was nice. I got a whole bunch of pictures that I didn't get last time, and I finally got a 3D picture. Only got one, but it was pretty cute. And then so that was right about the end of the pregnancy. So my labor was kind of like, I could feel my labor starting, but all my Braxton Hicks contractions, they just felt like a stomach cramp. They didn't feel like the Braxton Hicks that I had had before. Those ones were painful. Like, I was dying painful. And I went into preterm labor with the first pregnancy, so I know what labor felt like. On top of, I had natural labor, so I know what labor felt like, and none of that was labor. And it was like really annoying because I was trying to go into natural labor and it never happened. Like, I tried everything. I ate a whole pineapple. I ate all the hot sauce. I ate everything. I went for a walk up a hill. Kind of hill. I went in the fucking mountain. I went for a fucking hike. Like, I went up everything. I did everything. Had all the sex. Did all that. It's just... Nothing worked. Nothing like I would have like a couple contractions, like, you know, my little tiny contractions that didn't feel like contractions. I would have a couple of those, and then I'd just, you know, go away. They wouldn't do anything. Like, nothing would start it. And I was like, alright, fine, I guess I'm not going into natural labor. Whatever. Fine. Ruined my dreams, thank you. But, I was really trying. I'm like, my doctor said it 2 weeks ahead, that if you don't get into natural labor by this date, we're gonna schedule it this date. And then I would come back the next week, she'd be like, you're still pregnant. I'm like, yep.